This video is brought to you by Sporlan, quality, integrity, and tradition. It is about 8:30 p.m. on a Sunday. We got an emergency service call for an exhaust fan not working. So customer said that when they were actually around lunch, they noticed that it was smoky, and he tried to call the number on the exhaust hood. Well, that was the cleaning company. So by the time he finally got a hold of them, because I don't know how much 24 hours they do, by the time he finally got a hold of someone, they told him, yeah, you need to call your HVAC company. And then he calls me, and I'm like, dude, you could have called me at lunch. Now it's 8:30 at night on a Sunday, but that's life. That's how it goes. So apparently from the notes, he said he sent someone up onto the roof, and the person that went up there said all the bolts are falling out of the motor. So I don't know what the heck I'm walking into, but let's get in here and get it figured out. All right, this is our exhaust fan right here. It's off. Let's pull this open first before we turn it on. I don't know, they might have turned it off themselves. So let me get some gloves. I mean, it's dirty, really dirty. There was a lot of grease down below too. It's just a direct drive junky motor. I don't know what they're talking about, screws falling out. It's a lot of grease. Everything's there. Before we try to turn this on, let's go over, have a look down here. Nothing stuck in the wheel. So this fan has got voltage. Let's see if I can check it here. Yeah, I can't show you, but we've got 120 volts going to this fan. So well, it's not tripped, so let's turn it on and see what happens, because it's got 120. So 1, 2, 3. Did the wheel drop? I think the wheel dropped. Wow. Okay, yeah, that's fun. Look at this, when I tilted it over, it freaking poured grease everywhere. All right, well, let me tilt the fan permanently. We gotta look at that wheel. It's my kind of night. Dude, this whole wheel is hitting the center. It's like, and it looks all attached at the hub. So honestly, it's like the motor is like loose or something. Maybe there is something to the manager telling us that the screws came out of the motor. What's going on here? Oh, geez. Yeah, that's not good. Oh, man. That whole thing, like all the bolts busted out. That sucks. All right, this is not anything I could fix tonight. This is a main exhaust critical fan. They really can't operate very well without this fan. But, however, I know this restaurant really well, and I know for a fact it would suck, but they can operate without this fan. The curb size is the same. So I'm gonna swap these fans right now just to get them up and running. That way, we can order a new exhaust fan, because this thing's gonna need so much stuff, and the fan itself is old and beat up. So I'm gonna swap these out real quick. Okay, we got it hooked up temporarily. We need to find out what the current is on this. It says, it doesn't say up here. So let's look in here. It's funny, that's just like a captive air motor right there. All right, I gotta get down in there. Looks like this thing's had a new motor put in it. Look at that, on the 24th. But this isn't the bad one, so okay. I gotta get up here and get on this motor and figure out what the current draw is. All right, we're allowed to run 8.7 amps. We're running at 8.4. So this is gonna work. This is gonna move the smoke out. Now they're without this one, but again, it's the lesser of two evils here, because this is like a turbo chef oven. This is a flat top with grease and heat and all that crap. So, all right, I'm gonna put this together. I gotta put the hinges on real quick, and this will get them by, and then we'll have to measure this fan for replacement. All right, their fan is running, moving air. It's not overamping. This will get them by. It's a similar wheel size. It's not identical, but it's enough to get them by. And then the old one is over here. I went ahead and put the hinges on and everything because I don't want someone to accidentally tilt it and hurt themselves. But that whole fan is trashed, and moving it, I've realized the whole thing's done. So this will be good for now. And one thing I gotta say is, man, when you know you're gonna be working, these job site lights are awesome because they're magnetic. The whole time I had this secured to the unit, and it lit up my whole roof so I could work up here and everything. So super nice. But anyways, all right, I'm out of here. We're gonna talk to him about a new fan. Look, sometimes, you know, you gotta make some executive decisions, and I know this restaurant, I know that they can function without that other exhaust fan. It's gonna be a little uncomfortable, but the smoke and the heat coming off the flat top, which is the one that was down, is not tolerable, right? It's just bad because they cook all their burgers and everything there. So the other one is just basically a glorified toaster oven, essentially. Electric toaster oven, and you know it's gonna suck, but they can operate without that one because they've got some floor fans. They can redirect the smoke that it does produce. So I know the restaurant just because I've worked here for a while, and I know what we can get away with swapping out, and this way they can stay in operation. Inevitably we're gonna have to order a fan, but it's not gonna come tomorrow. And this is the dilemma that I have. This is why I despise direct drive exhaust fans, because it's so difficult. In this situation, if it was a belt-driven fan, this wouldn't have happened, more than likely. I mean, the bearings would have had to have broken to bust the wheel, and they're much more stable than some stupid motor studs, right? All that was holding that in was some motor studs and vibration. They probably got a towel stuck in the fan and it just destroyed it. So I prefer to go back with a belt-driven fan, because if the motor fails, I can go get it, you know? It's so much easier. So who knows, but it is what it is. I got them operational. The customer's happy. I really appreciate you making it to the end of the video. Thank you so very much. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing to the YouTube channel. Share this video with anybody you think would enjoy it, who it would help. You know, sometimes we got to make those decisions in the middle of the night and get things working, right? Being careful, you know, not damaging the roof. I had to swap those fans over, and it's not ideal. Usually I like another person, but you know, sometimes you got to pull your pants up and get to work. So thanks so much for making it to the end. Consider subscribing. If you're interested in supporting the channel, there's links in the show notes for a couple different methods: PayPal, Patreon, YouTube channel memberships. You can also go to my website where you can pick up this hat right here, hvacrvideos.com. We have a few t-shirts and a few hats and beanies left. That's a great way to help support the channel. And then last but not least, go to truetechtools.com. You see any cool tools that I used the Fieldpiece SC480 meter in this video. I picked that up from True Tech Tools, and I actually have an affiliate program set up with them. If you use my affiliate code at checkout, which is big picture, one word, so big picture, no space. At checkout, majority of the items on their website, you'll get a nice discount, and when the discount's applied, I also get a commission from that order because it's an affiliate commission. So another great way to help support the channel. Again, thank you so very much, and hope to catch you on the next one. So it's a little different during the day. Just came back out here to double check some measurements so that way we can get a fan quoted. So this is the one for their flat top that wasn't working, and I swapped it. This is the bad fan. So I'm just gonna double check my measurements, get some more specs off this fan, and then we're gonna get them a quote to replace it.